Hi guys, welcome to Sleepy Sloth Gaming. I'm Sleepy and I'm here to bring you my very first Classic WoW video. Today I wanted to share with you some quick healing tips to help you have a smooth healing experience in dungeons while you level. Okay, so healing is one of those things that can be really easy or extremely hard depending on your group composition and your own skill. I hope to help you with it later and give you some tips so people will keep coming back to you and asking for you to heal. I really hope you found this guide useful and let me know in the comments down below what you think. Alright, without further ado, let's get into them. Tip number 1. Don't power word shield the tank. Unless of course it's a dire situation. Warriors need to be hit in order to gain rage and by extension gain threat. Using power word shield here makes their job harder because it absorbs damage. Only use this as a last resort before a big heal if they're going down fast. On the flip side, this is a perfect ability to use on casters and DPS if they somehow get aggro. This will help prevent spell pushback and increase their overall DPS. Tip number 2. Don't use renew right before the pull. While one tick of renew might not generate that much healing aggro, at the start of a pull it can be devastating. Wait a few seconds to heal so that you don't spike aggro from mobs the tank hasn't generated a threat against yet. Renew is typically viewed as a mana inefficient spell, so try to only use this as a supplement to tank healing or while on the move. Tip number 3. Keep everyone alive, but not necessarily at full health. This one might seem obvious, but even I keep catching myself using a bunch of extra mana to keep everyone topped off and at 100%. This isn't always necessary. Mana management is the name of the game in Classic WoW. The more time you spend drinking between fights, the longer the dungeon takes. Keep the tank as close as possible to 100%, but make sure everyone else is just at least alive if you're starting to run low on mana. Tip number 4. Always have water. Even if that means buying some for a few silver here and there, there's not always going to be a mage in your group to give you some arcane cocaine, so don't be stingy. It's not going to make or break you from getting your mount to have a bit of water. In fact, think of it as an investment. You can go through the dungeon quicker and back to that gold farm. And finally, we have tip number 5. Don't be afraid to downrank. Downranking healing spells might seem like an advanced technique, but it's really not that hard. This is more beneficial when you get to a higher level, but if you're finding you're having mana problems, try using a lower rank of your healing spells. This effect is really good if you have a couple of plus healing items. I typically downrank heal so I can spam it over and over without going too far into my mana. Okay guys, I know I said top 5 healing tips, but you've made it this far, so here are a few honorable mentions. Prayer of Healing can be an incredibly efficient healing spell when used to heal your party when you're all within 30 yards. This will generate a bunch of threat, so only use it after your tank has established sufficient aggro. Have Fade Keybound. You might be using it a lot if you're doing a bunch of healing and peeling threat from the tank. Don't be that player that uses Psychic Scream if you get threat. This can cause mobs to run into others and overwhelm the whole party. Shackle Undead is an awesome spell when you get to higher level dungeons and start farming your pre-raid best in slot gear, but I wouldn't recommend buying this ability when it first becomes available. You need to save that precious gold. Save your mana potions for dungeons, especially if you plan on doing them on farm. Speaking of dungeon farming, at the high 20s and low 30s, you can start doing Scarlet Monastery graveyard runs, which have awesome drops for priests, albeit most of them are from rare spawns. Here are the items as followed. The final boss, Blood Mage Thalnos, can drop shoulders and an offhand. Ashir the Sleepless can drop a wand, neck, and legs. It should be noted that wands are a valuable item in Classic WoW, and this one is one of the top tiers for the level. And finally, we have the Fallen Champion, who drops a pretty stellar helm, although it might be replaced later in Scarlet Monastery Cathedral. Alright, and that's it guys. I hope you liked my video today. Please comment down below to tell me what you think. It's always good to get constructive criticism as a new YouTuber. If you learned something today or like my videos, don't hesitate to hit that subscribe button. It really helps me grow and push out new content as a creator. Thank you.